Hi everyone, it's me, Kelly, again. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I remember how Valentine warned them so clearly not to go near Wyndemere again. He spoke with that firm tone he uses when he is trying to protect his family, and for a moment I thought the kids would actually listen. But of course they didn't. Danny, still carrying that heavy burden of wanting justice for his father, and Charlotte, always so protective of her little brother, decided they had to take matters into their own hands once more. I have to admit, part of me admires their courage. Young people today show a determination that reminds me of the older generations on the show. They snuck back into that castle despite the risks, and what they discovered there has changed the direction of this tale in ways I did not see coming. The way they found evidence linking Cullum and Sidwell to terrible crimes felt both thrilling and frightening. Through their eyes, we finally saw the truth about what happened to Jocelyn and Liesl. It was heartbreaking to watch them realize the full extent of the danger, yet they couldn't actually rescue the two women. That part surprised me the most. I kept expecting a heroic moment where the teenagers would free them, but instead the story took a more realistic and tense path. Jocelyn and Liesl remain trapped, and this failure has only made Cullum more alert. The warnings he is receiving are spreading wider now, like ripples in a pond that keep growing. I think this is one of the smartest adjustments the show has made lately. It proves that even the bravest kids cannot always fix everything immediately, and that adds real weight to the danger everyone faces. This new obsession that seems to be taking hold, especially around Cullum's reactions, feels like a fresh twist. It shows how one small discovery can shift the entire balance of power in Port Charles. I have my own theory here, and I may be wrong, but I believe this obsession is connected to something deeper in Cullum's past that we haven't fully seen yet. It proves the writers are willing to evolve the characters beyond simple good versus evil. Danny and Charlotte's actions have forced Cullum to tighten his defenses, which in turn creates even more problems for everyone involved. Isn't it fascinating how two teenagers trying to do the right thing end up making the situation more complicated? I love when the show does this because it mirrors real life so well. As I watched them trying to hide from Cullum's sudden attack, my heart was racing. They barely managed to slip away, but now a new disaster is clearly brewing. The discoveries they made have pushed them straight into fresh danger, and I cannot stop wondering what will happen next. Will Valentine find out about their latest adventure before it is too late? How will Carly react when she learns the full story? These questions keep me coming back every day. I feel the heat rising in every scene, and I am convinced the upcoming episodes will deliver some of the most intense moments we have seen in months. One thing I appreciate about this storyline is how it respects the history of the show while still moving forward. Danny's determination to find his father and bring justice feels very much in line with the Morgan family legacy, yet his partnership with Charlotte brings a new dynamic that I enjoy. She has grown so much as a character, showing both vulnerability and strength. Their bond reminds me of other unlikely alliances we have witnessed over the decades, and I think it works beautifully. Even though they could not save Jocelyn and Liesl right away, their efforts have planted seeds that will surely bloom into major revelations later. I have to say, this development makes me more excited for what is coming than I have been in quite some time. The expanded warnings reaching Cullum create a sense of urgency that spreads across multiple families. Everyone from Valentine to Carly will be drawn deeper into this web. And that new disaster waiting in the wings? I suspect it will test the limits of what these young people can handle and force the adults to confront their own mistakes. It is the kind of layered storytelling that General Hospital does best. Sometimes I wonder if the writers listen to longtime viewers like me when they craft these arcs. The way they have built suspense around Wyndemere feels personal, as if they know how much we care about every detail. Charlotte's spotting potential clues and Danny's refusal to give up even after being warned show real character growth. Their latest escape may have been narrow, but it also opened new doors for the plot. I am confident the show will reward our patience with powerful payoff. Of course, I have my personal opinions about how this should unfold. I hope Danny and Charlotte stay safe, but I also want them to keep playing active roles instead of being pushed to the sidelines. Their perspective brings freshness to the story. The fact that they cannot yet rescue Jocelyn and Liesl actually makes me root for them even more. It proves that real change takes time and sacrifice. This adjustment in the narrative feels honest and keeps me emotionally invested. The obsession element that is emerging now is particularly intriguing. It adds psychological depth that I appreciate at my age. We have seen many villains on General Hospital, but Cullum's growing paranoia feels different. It proves the writers are refining the character in clever ways. Every new warning he receives tightens the noose around him, yet it also makes him more dangerous. That balance creates perfect tension. Looking ahead, I keep asking myself how long Danny and Charlotte can keep their secrets. The new danger they face will surely bring everything to a head soon. Will they find another way to help Jocelyn and Liesel? Can they avoid the disaster that seems to be forming around them? These questions make each episode feel essential. I love how the story keeps building, promising that the best is yet to come. In all my years of watching, I have learned that the most memorable storylines are the ones that mix hope with real risk. Danny and Charlotte represent that mix perfectly right now. Their courage in returning to Wyndemere despite the warnings has already changed the game. Even though they could not complete the rescue, their discoveries have set important events in motion. I believe this will lead to some of the most satisfying resolutions we have seen in recent years. Danny and Charlotte simply could not stay away despite Valentine's clear warnings. They returned to Wyndemere, driven by Danny's need for justice for his father and Charlotte's fierce worry for her brother. What they uncovered there about Cullum and Sidwell's crimes was shocking. They learned the truth about Jocelyn and Liesel, but could not free them in time. That failure has widened the warnings reaching Cullum, making him more alert and dangerous than ever. I appreciate how the story shows that good intentions from the young ones can still lead to heavier consequences. It feels honest and adds real tension that keeps me coming back day after day. Now the heat is rising even higher, with Valentine preparing to launch a bold raid on Wyndemere to rescue Charlotte. This move proves one of the new obsessions taking hold in the story. Valentine has always been complex, protective yet calculating, and his decision to storm the castle shows how deeply this situation has affected him. I have my own thoughts here. I believe this obsession stems from his regret over past family mistakes and his growing realization that he cannot control everything from afar. It is a refreshing change that adds layers to his character. Watching him gear up for this rescue makes my heart race because I know how much is at stake. Will he arrive in time? The question lingers and builds excitement for the episodes ahead. What truly thrills me is the impending return of Jason. His comeback is going to change everything. Jason will save both Charlotte and Danny at the critical moment, stepping in like the hero we have known for decades. His presence will also provide crucial help to Valentine in taking down Cullum once and for all. This development is creating one of the craziest new adjustments the show has introduced lately, and it delivers a fresh shock that feels both surprising and satisfying. I never imagined Jason's return tying so directly into this Wyndemere chaos, but it makes perfect sense. The Morgan legacy meets the Cassadine intensity in a way that honors the show's history while pushing the plot forward. In my opinion, this is exactly the kind of bold storytelling that General Hospital needs right now. It proves the writers are willing to bring back fan favorites at the perfect time to resolve mounting threats. The combination of Valentine's raid and Jason's timely arrival creates a whirlwind of action that I cannot stop thinking about. Danny and Charlotte's discoveries push them into new danger, forcing them to hide from Cullum's attack. Their narrow escape has only intensified the stakes. Now, with Valentine charging in and Jason on the way, I sense a major confrontation brewing. It is the sort of high-stakes rescue that reminds me of classic General Hospital episodes from years ago, where loyalty and courage overcame impossible odds. I love how this storyline balances the teenager's youthful impulsiveness with the experience and strength of the adults. It shows that no one has to face these threats alone. I keep asking myself how this will all play out. Will Valentine's obsession lead him straight into a trap at Wyndemere, or will Jason's intervention turn the tide just in time? The new shockwaves from Jason's return feel electric. He has been gone too long, and his reappearance will not only save the kids, but also help dismantle Cullum's plans alongside Valentine. This crazy adjustment in the narrative proves the show is evolving. It mixes personal vendettas with larger crimes in a way that keeps longtime viewers like me emotionally invested. I may be wrong in some of my predictions, but I feel confident this path will lead to powerful payoffs for everyone involved. Charlotte has grown so much, showing both vulnerability and real strength as she teams up with Danny. Their bond is one of the brightest spots in this dark tale. Danny's refusal to give up, even after repeated warnings, reflects the Morgan spirit perfectly. When Jason returns to save them, it will be a full-circle moment that touches the hearts of fans who have followed the family for generations. I truly believe this rescue will strengthen family ties across the board and set up even bigger revelations about Cullum and Sidwell. The expanded warnings and Cullum's growing paranoia add psychological depth that I enjoy at my age. It is not just about action, but about the consequences of every choice. The fact that Danny and Charlotte's efforts, though they could not save Jocelyn and Liesl immediately, have forced these larger responses from Valentine and Jason shows smart writing. It creates a chain reaction that spreads urgency across multiple families. Carly will surely be pulled deeper into this, and I wonder how she will react to the news of the raid and Jason's return. These questions make every upcoming episode feel essential. In all my years of watching, I have learned that the best arcs blend hope, risk, and redemption. This current chapter delivers all of that. Valentine's planned strike on Wyndemere to rescue Charlotte, combined with Jason's heroic return, is building towards something extraordinary. The new obsession, the crazy adjustments, and the shocking twists keep the story fresh and addictive. I feel the excitement building like a storm over Port Charles, and I cannot wait to see how it breaks.